Forecast video time. Hopefully, it was a wonderful Memorial Day and a great weekend is going to be upon you. Guess what? Dry weather. That is the analysis for the most part here coming up over the next week or so. We will have some rain to talk about though. There's going to be some cooler weather over the next couple of days, and then things are going to be warming on up. So, breaking that on in, talking about the upcoming forecast. Look at that big area of high pressure that is currently in control, and that's really dominating across the area. And what we all see is that we have this area of overall cloud cover free air. Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, much of New Jersey, much of DC, southwestern New York, but the storms and cloud cover off across like Quebec City to Boston. This isn't a mega block pattern. And right now it's kind of dominant in the middle portion of the country. We're going to shift this further into areas of the east as we go into next week with this big core of ridging. And it looks like the Greek letter omega with two lows flanking on each side, causing a little bit of cooler weather, and then that big area of heat ridging into the middle up into Canada. And it's going to be a dry pattern. We're talking about well below average precipitation across the region by a good inch to 2 inches in a lot of spots over the course of the next couple of weeks or so, and hardly any rain whatsoever over the next week. Temperatures are warm. Not scorching hot, but they're warm. I mean, you got a lot of widespread temperatures well into the 70s, some lower 80s out there once you get further west. 76 to about 77 degrees across much of Jersey, a couple degrees warmer DC. And this is another kind of illustration with the upper air winds of that omega block pattern, showcasing that trough across the east, but plenty of clear air and that ridging across the middle portion of the country. Now that trough's going to wind on down. It's going to get pushed out towards the ocean, and that trough will start to move east, and so will that ridging as we go in towards the second half of next week. And then it's just kind of a big flow of some warmer weather for a few days before, again, we get kind of another trough, and then things reestablish with that heat being across the central and western U.S. at times, and then it'll shift back eastward. So it's a warmer pattern for sure, with some truly hot air at times. I mean, this pattern is going to probably have some decent differential from average, I think. So when you're under the hot bubble, you are really going to be under the potential for a hot bubble. There's another big ridge by Thursday the 11th that pushes east. Okay, here's what it looks like future radar wise. Few showers into maybe Connecticut and again Boston, but as this front comes through, we're going to stay pretty much totally dry across New York, Philly, Jersey, Baltimore, Washington, and then a little bit again cooler as we go on through the weekend with those showers up towards Boston, and then tons of high pressure, tons of sunshine staying across portions of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes. But we'll get showers back into Illinois, Kentucky, and then you can see that rain action as we go in towards your Monday across upstate New York and through New England, and then rain returning into like southern Ohio, southern Illinois, and Indiana. So further east here, we got a little bit of cloud cover, and then that system drops off towards the south, just an isolated shower chance with it. But then this guy here, let me get rid of where I'm currently at, and look at that. This guy's going to have a little bit of tropical moisture to it. It's going to probably swing back on shore as we go throughout next Wednesday, and that could be a little bit of a soaking rain, but it's also a lot of uncertainty depending on what happens there across portions of the mid-Atlantic and southern areas of the Northeast. We'll have to see. It could be kind of a nothing burger too. And I'll move off towards the Northeast. More high pressure still moving back in at that point. And you can see clouds at times, but for the most part, a lot of sunshine. So rain accumulation, again, varying, certainly subject to change, not much until Wednesday, but that could give us maybe a half an inch or an inch if things play out. Otherwise, might be less than that. So precipitation-wise, overall in that 6 to 10 day period, I would argue that it could be a little bit below average, but somewhere closer to average. Temperatures will be warming up pretty nicely if you're looking for 80s and 90s after the middle of next week. Off and on, it will be pretty hot at times. Models not doing a great job with this type of pattern, but certainly a warmer type regime. And this is shown here as we go throughout that early June period. Temperatures are going to go from slightly cool for the next few days to getting generally a little bit above average to maybe decently above average. But the core of the heat stays across the central U.S., Great Lakes, and that is generally what we're looking at. So we'll keep this one a little bit shorter. That's it. Thank you. Take care.